So come on in, take a sip, let's wind down. Bon après-midi, il est temps de boire un verre de vin, pour moi un verre de vin rouge. It is time. It is that time of day after we've been streaming and just seeing and being bombarded with information and activities and everything else in the world around us. Let's just come in, take a sip, and wind down and jump into a grid. I'm a little bit buoyant right now because I just finished the Guardian crossword in like a couple of minutes, maybe 8 minutes or so, or whatever. It was a pretty good time for me. Maybe it was 4. I can't remember. I don't know. It was just very quick, and it was relatively painless today, which means that it was either made for me somehow through some sort of cosmic syzygy, if you will, or maybe it was just a lucky day. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting better with my British vernacular. I don't know. But one way or another, it is a bit of good news, and that's a great thing. And so let's just enjoy. And now we're going to jump into the New Yorker crossword. And today we've got, I'm glad I have an account with the New Yorker, so don't worry about the ads or anything there. We have a Wina Lou grid. We know her as an editor over at the New York Times. She's also a constant contributor. See her all the time in the mini constructions and whatnot. But she's been around for about 4 or 5 years now over at the New Yorker. She's been nothing but a joy to have. So let's go ahead and jump into her grid and see what we've got. I have the screen grab caught. I had to push stop. It took me about 8 seconds to get it put in the right location so we could capture the grid correctly. But we'll go ahead and get started on it. And I got 8 seconds to make up, but we're not really ever playing for time around here, right? So what are we too terribly worried about? Not a thing. So I'm going to go ahead and carefully put my mouse in here. There we go. All right. Let's do it. Let's jump into this grid. But a little bit of solver's courage to begin. And this is the last of that Cin-Cin, and it's going to be sorely missed. But tomorrow we're bringing in a whole new batch of wine from Austria, I think. So we'll see about that. Österreich. Bygone monarch could be a czar. You don't talk about Fight Club as an example. Well, that's the main rule of Fight Club, right? You know, you don't talk about Fight Club. Spot in the sea may be an isle. Spicy stewed legumes. Okay. Faint on the field. I guess that could be a trick play. Could be. Counterpart of potential in a physics class. I think we're talking about energy and therefore kinetic. Pencils down collars. Proctors. Not the kind of physicians that snap a glove and say, just try to relax. No. Not proctologists. Proctors. Like a dryer trap. Linty. Perfect serves would be aces. What do you think? Yep. Let's try yep and then just see where we're at. So we got our trick play. Grains topped with fish. Looks like sushi rice. Device that makes hard and soft copies. Looks like it could be an all-in-one printer. Returns to office, re-elects. Okay. Well, it's fitting. We could be itty. And model who has appeared on hundreds of book covers. I'm thinking this would be Fabio. I saw him on Real Time with Bill Maher. No, not Real Time. It was on Club Random with Bill Maher. He's actually a pretty interesting guy. I would have never known that about him. Animals could be fauna. Parcel units could be acres, of course. It looks like spicy stewed legumes are just chili beans, which is great. Let's go ahead and get this northeast corner, like Batman, but not Bruce Wayne. Right off the top of my head, I maybe caped. I don't know though. So growing novelty. What do you think? Chia pet? Chia. Viv vis-a-vis Will on Bel Air, and I think it's Aunt Viv. Never seen an episode, but I mean he's been in enough. They have been in enough crosswords. Mayor Pete is in. Maybe worst day ever. Could be. Protagonist of a 2016 Pixar sequel, and I don't know much about this type of thing, so I think caped is right, so we could have gone with that. Something produced by a hyena, and that is a chicken hen, and I'm assuming we're talking about a huevo, or an egg. So a place to get a bite, maybe an eatery. And I don't know if I'm not understanding who this Dory is, so that's the protagonist. Was it Finding Dory? Or something like that? I don't know. I've seen the title, but when you got kids in your life, you've seen the title, but I don't. Rose and Poppy for 2, be reds. Economic figure. How about a gross domestic product? Pre-vacation salon offering that doesn't actually provide significant sun protection, and I'm assuming this is a base 10. And I don't believe I squeezed that over to read some of these clues, and for that I am very sorry. Hydrating skincare product, looks like it could be face cream, and making sure I can see where I'm at. Okay. 2000s teen drama that inspired Laguna Beach. I had no idea. No, so happy for you. Once a wolf, always a wolf. Fabulous. And I guess that would be Aesop. Feedback could be notes, and that's a relatively new thing that's been going around. You know, I have no notes. Well done. You know, kind of a thing. Toy store, initials. I don't know. Is it for age? Oh, I don't know. The vibe could definitely be an aura. And without stopping could be on end. This is a classic example of how you don't need to understand every answer to get it correctly, potentially. But I feel like on end is correct. I feel like aura is correct, and I feel like face cream is correct, along with the downs, fauna, acres, and chili beans. So therefore, I'm assuming this has got something to do for age of, or for ages only, or something like that in a toy store. But I mean, I don't know. I don't buy toys. If I did, I wouldn't be looking at that. So, but nevertheless, you can always work your crosses. You can always use context to try to get somewhere close to where you need it to be on that. And that's just something I like to keep in the back of my mind. Blasts could be a sales. And lack the courage. Box score abbreviation. How about a run betted in? Okay, so this looks like I bet. Yeah, okay, gotcha. Right. Food safety concern when eating undercooked meat. Well, E. coli. You know, I tell you, for someone who loves steak tartare, I mean, the more rare, more raw my meat, steak being primarily that answer, unless it's prepared by a specialist in Germany, you know, pork. Yeah, I don't worry too much about E. coli because I really trust the gravitas, if you will, and the credentialing behind the chefs that are out there creating these dishes for me. I wouldn't ask for steak tartare at a Burger King. So, you know, they're raised on farms. How about barns? And I'm not saying they're not great cooks at Burger King. What I'm saying is that that's just not necessarily what they're trained to create for us, right? So, full range could be the gamut. And so, as if we're running the gamut, and then go at it with a sponge would be to scrub. And so, New York sobriquet with the, and I'm assuming we're talking about the Big Apple. And lack the courage could be dare not. Okay, well, that's nice. This is so far a fun grid. 2000, I just don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm so happy for you, Matt. It's probably like, we only got 5 letters. Maybe that's great. Well, this is going to be checking this because I haven't got a clue. Business entities could be companies. So tell me this is regarding. Yes, good. It is regarding. And so therefore we've got, because I don't know who Theoc, 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 I don't know. Got a clue. Gotta learn that though, huh? Craning to see, so maybe on tiptoes, and responses to a stunt. Could be gasps, good old pearl clutching moments. Blast. Bang? No. I have no idea. Newspaper in California's Central Valley, and I think this is the Sac B, and if it is, that's cool. I haven't seen that in a while, if ever. I don't know. Vessel that's not completely waterproof, looks like a paper cup, but I do want to get back over. Ooh, just hit something. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to do that. I do want to get back over and check that Sac B though, because I mean, I don't want to be running off like it's written in stone. It certainly is not. I guess it could saps of energy. That's a good sign. Resting atop. Okay, that's good. Keys sometimes used with C. I don't think we're talking music. I think we're talking keyboard on a PC specifically. It would be a Command C for me, but not quite final version. Could be a beta. I want to take a quick look here and let's see. So cupcake hitting the ground icing first. So splat. Cry for a city with a namesake sweet wine. Porto. Porto. Very nice. Identifiers of devices on a network for short. These are IPs. So I think start of an announcement may be attention, please. And then I got an ASE. Okay, very nice. Head shop. Icons, maybe pot leaves. And then aid in diagnosing a Wi-Fi problem. And this looks like a speed test. And I don't know. How do we do, Bob? You're close. Some letters are incorrect. Okay, well then let's continue and see what we did wrong. Because there's no telling. Trick placate, sushi rice, Wavo, all-in-one printer, Re-Elex, Eatery, Itty, gross domestic product, GDP, Fabio, base 10, face cream, the OC, Aura, scrub, as2, on end, on tiptoes, a sales, gasps, RE, RBI, bang. Let's see what this is. Poet who's, oh, blast. In other words, dang, just Dante. All I would have had to do is read that clue and I don't know. How do we do, Bob? Okay, it's I'm gonna have to move this a bit. I'm gonna have to squeeze this thing over to make this read. But essentially, it says, congratulations, you completed the puzzle in 10 minutes and 51 seconds. So I guess we're not gonna get to enjoy that. But nevertheless, it is what it is. This was fun. I guess we rounded it out in less than 11 minutes, so I'll make sure that I know if we're doing the New Yorker again tomorrow, because the New York Times is not out of strike just yet, then so be it. But in the meantime, this was a fun little grid. It was not a bad little, I don't know, an escape maneuver perhaps, just something to kind of do, right, to keep our mind, occupied. So good stuff all the way around. So let's go ahead and tap this on out of here, and we'll bring down our bannière de deux. And remember, yeah, look, people have good days, they have bad days, but we can always make them great days depending on our attitude and how we look forward. And never mind, as long as we always focus on being learners and getting the most out of education and celebrating the liberal arts and sciences, and knowledge in general, and just celebrating trivia, that always keeps us happy, right? So jump in, wind down, just come on in, take a sip, and wind down. That's all you got to do. And until we see you tomorrow for whatever grids we bring to the table, ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Tag noch. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss. Servus. Grüß Gott. Ciao. Cin-Cin. Be good to yourselves. Be great to your neighbors, regardless of who they are. And always be exceptional to the fellow behind you in line. Take care. Be well out there. See you tomorrow.